Hi. I reckon I'm high on my antidepressant pills, so I think this is the best opportunity for me to explain what happened in Sudan. Um, so I'll start off from the beginning. So it was first day of 2020 while I was in Sudan. Decided to go out with my family to basically in Sudan. There's like this place on the Nile where you can just sit there. There's loads of cafes there, get drinks and everything. We usually go there every New Year's. Um, and yeah, I should have scripted this. Anyway, yeah, so lots of nice boats that you can go and cafe in, if that's the right. No, you can go, you can get drinks there basically, and listen to music. Um, that's actually important. Okay, the fact that it's on a riverbank, and the fact that it was at night. So yeah, we were going out to celebrate the new year starting with some of my cousins. So my dad, quite tired and a boring person, so he stayed at home. So it was just me, my mom, some of my female cousins, and then one male cousin who's about like, I don't even know how old he is, but he's very short for his age, regardless of what it is. Like he looks like he's 10. Um, yeah. So basically, we were walking along, and yeah. So we were walking along. They were all dressed up very nice. They were all looking fabulous, absolutely magnificent. But I'm not allowed to say that for reasons in the past. Some of you may know. I'm not. I haven't been convicted yet. Anyway, so basically, there was this group of guys on the side of the road that we were walking down. And yeah, they started whistling and stuff, and then like once we passed them, they started walking behind us, and I just assumed because they had been looking at us from a while, from like while they were up the street and we were walking towards them, I thought they were looking at like my family, like my sister and my cousins, because they're all good looking. So I thought maybe they would like, woo, that's a, trying to get a piece of that apple pie. And so, yeah, I thought that maybe that's what they were going for when they started chanting. I spoke to my parents afterwards, and they were apparently chanting something completely different about the spirit of a man. I was at the very back of like our group because I'm like the only man there, and I felt like I should stay at the back just in case, like to protect them if anything happens. Because what happens to the front of the group is always the back of the group if someone's trying to like mug you or something. And yeah, so I just decided that I would go and I didn't decide anything. So we were walking down. We walked under this bridge that goes over the River Nile, and then we got to these other set of cafes on the riverbank. And I'm not talking to anyone, Ali. I'm recording something.
Oh.
Yeah. And so yeah, so we got there, and then there was this big group of guys like going all the way down like the middle road, like they were either sitting there or standing there. And we'd seen them before, like when we'd been driving past. This place is called Shara Anil. It's quite a popular place. And like had no clue who they were, but apparently they're a gang called and you'll like this. They're called the Nigger Gang because apparently they don't know what it actually means, but they've decided to stick with the name anyway. Yeah, I mean, like, it's quite funny, like, Nigger Gang, you know. But what they've done isn't that funny. Like, they've killed at least 2 people, or at least 2 people that my dad knows about that happening to. And they've also raped some women as well that, like, weren't wearing hijab because, you know, she's a slut anyway, she's not covering her hair. Basically, they want to take Saddam back to the traditional ways, and they're being paid by the Islamic Brotherhood, like the ones in Saudi Arabia and stuff that basically like help ISIS and stuff, and are like semi-legal, I think. Anyway, so they've been like paid, like they're being funded by them for like their gang activity to bring things back. So like they kill people who are like they kill gay people, and like they want women to wear niqabs, you know, like the full black dress, you know, just the slit for the eyes. Like they're not fine with women just wearing headscarves and stuff. And like my group, like I'm glad they didn't go for the rest of my family, because there was only 2 out of the 7 girls wearing like a headscarf, and all of them apart from my mum were wearing jeans, and like, yeah, that doesn't really go well. Yeah, so what actually happened was that, so we were walking along, the group of guys that I was talking about before came with us, like they were like walking behind us and chanting, and then they whistled to the guys that were in the other bit of the road, like the other side, and like they all started to like look at our group and start chanting the same thing as well. Like some of them were whistling and hollering and stuff, like they were fully whiling. Like if it wasn't like such a bad occasion for me, I probably would have joined in. Yeah, but so they all started to congregate around us, like fully move in, like pincer attack style. And so like one of them even like pinched my butt, and that was when I realized that they're not going for the girls, they're going for me. And I assumed because of my hair, like I got it plaited and I've got the ponytail at the back that my dad's been telling me is too girly, and I was wearing skinny jeans that, you know, like I'm pretty thick, like my ass, like I got some junk back there. And yeah, so they started to surround us, and they tried to like one of them apparently, my sister told me afterwards because I don't understand Arabic, one of them tried to tell us to go in, so my mum and my sister went in. We got split up from the majority of my cousins, just one cousin came with us, and yeah, so we went into this cafe and they all started crowding around the cafe. And like, keep in mind that the cafe only, like, it's an open air cafe. Like, there's only one like building bit, and that's the bit that the like cafe owners had to keep me in, because it's literally just got like a very low fence that you could easily climb over. Being surrounded by all of these guys, and the people that worked at the cafe, like they're actually really cool for letting us stay there, because I probably wouldn't. I would have given me up, like with all those niggas with like knives, Two of them had guns, so at least that's what I heard about afterwards. Like, they just picked up these metal poles and started banging on the fence, or like swinging it towards people to get them to back off. I don't know why the nigger gang, the NGs, like didn't just swarm the place, but I assume it's just that like they're being paid to scare people. Well, clearly not, since they've killed and raped people. I think they just didn't really want to actually get hurt at all. They're probably quite pussy. So yeah, so me, my mom, my sister, and my cousin were all hiding in the back of like the shop, the only bit that's covered up, like just this small square bit where they make the drinks. And then we had to try and escape through the back, climb over like this fence, like this metal fence, to try and get onto like another cafe that was like a bit more enclosed. And then we had to keep making our way all the way across like the riverbed. So like, and then my mum had called my dad immediately, but he wasn't able to get there. We met up with my other cousins, one of which, her dad is a police officer, like a lieutenant, and she called him and he said, "I'll call the police." Like, this nigga, he's literally like beat up guys for trying to date his daughter, and he wouldn't come to try and help her. Like, that's crazy to me. And yeah, like, she was pissed as well that he didn't do anything to help. And yeah, so my dad, being the absolute legend that he is, he came immediately, like drove all the way there, went through the crowd and went into the store, and then he spoke to the guys and tried to help us like move down the road, like down the riverbed, like behind all of the cafes. That way we could get to a bit that was away from the group, while hoping that they wouldn't see us in these very open cafes. We were just like slightly down, so it was hard for them to see us, and hope no one spotted us, and just move the whole group along to a bit that was way open where they could just swarm us. So yeah, basically we had to escape, managed to go into this building where one of my cousins work. Well, no, she's not our cousin, she's one of like our family friends. And no, it's not the one I got head off of. Yeah, so she took us to the building where she works, which was like across the road, like this proper like big company, and like the security guard had to help us through the back. That way we could walk along the back alleys all the way home, because we didn't want to get onto any main roads where there might be more of the Niga gang, because they're quite big. Like, it wasn't just the people that were at Shara New. That's about it. Had pizza when we got home. I got head. That's it. Bye.